Okay, recorder is on.
I got everything here.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, real quick, we're talking. Look, refresher. I haven't watched the last Walking Dead. I have not had time.
that is fine. It's
Okay.
good though, so you need to watch it.
Okay, so Scandal and really PS4 because that's
Yeah, and I was
yeah.
gonna do Des Bryant. We can do Des Bryant.
Yes.
Des Bryant.
And the PS4 pickup experience.
Yes.
Got it.
So basically, everything we were gonna do.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's still valid. Right. It's still relevant.
It's still relevant. That's almost a curse. I curse all the time, but I'm like, oh shoot, we're recording. Okay, I'm right. Okay.
Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias de nada.
¿Cómo está, papi? I mixed two. I went Puerto Rican and Mexican. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
I don't know enough to tell you where you changed.
What if I wanted to do Cuban?
Is that a language?
I don't think so. I think it's Spanish. I think it's all but I think there's dialects. Like, for example, in Mexico you have like Mixtecos, and they have a whole dialect and it's not even written down. And did you know that there are black Mexicans? I saw a documentary on PBS, and they're of African descent, and they live towards like central Mexico in like a central area, and they're from Africa. How cool! Well, not cool because of how they got there, because nobody jumped in a boat and rode over to Mexico because it was like the slave trade, so that's not awesome. But wow, they're still there. Anyways, welcome, folks.
Hola. Welcome to episode 24 of Blerds on Nerds.
Look, I've been watching Many Rivers. I think it's called the African American Experience by Henry Louis Gates Jr. on PBS. So I've been all over that. I'm all into. Of course I've seen like a lot of documentaries and stuff, but this is really, really good. I love it.
You never cease to amaze me. I always I say that wrong because I'm always like, oh, you cease to amaze me. And people are like, what? I'm like, no.
It's like you're saying I suck.
No, you never cease to amaze me. Lana, you never cease to amaze me. Welcome back, guys. Sorry we're a little late. It's been a few days.
But
apologize.
You know what it is? We tried to record on Saturday like we normally do, but thank God Matt is alive. How about that? Because it was storming.
It was bad in the Midwest, and it was we tried on Saturday, we tried on Sunday.
Could not. It just like Saturday dropped the signal. Sunday when you're what? I know nobody. People. I know nobody. Don't y'all know I'm recording?
Is that Kim outside?
I don't. Stop.
I invited her to the podcast, and she was like, "I'm busy playing Sims."
Stop.
She's gonna hate me for that. So anyway, we apologize. We have a lot. We're gonna condense it. So
yeah.
But our meat is greatness awaits. Let's just jump into it.
Wait, let's do it. Okay, so
your car is outside waiting for you, right?
Because I'm like, stop. Anyway,
I'm like, stop, stalker status. I'm
right.
About video games.
You can't have my PS4. Yeah, you can't have it.
Now that we had a few extra days without you guys, we had a few extra days with our PS4s.
Yes, we did, because you know what? I was sleepy all day today at work.
Okay, Lana, I love. Did you see my comment? I commented on your status.
Yes.
Because it's everything.
Can I just say, Riley, my heart.
Is it Hesh and Riley?
What's that other dude's name? My name is Logan, and then the dog is Riley, and the other one is like Hesh. But can I just?
Name is Hesh.
Yeah, and can I just say, when I can make Riley attack people, just slowly creep up and just go.
See, that's where the contradiction is, because he's kind of loud.
I know, but he's gotta like get his battle cry ready. It's like adrenaline.
But I'm like, sometimes I'll sneak up on, and you know what part of the scene I'm talking about when in the No Man, we're talking about Call of Duty Ghost.
Yeah,
when
Call
you're
of
in
Duty.
No Man's Land.
Yeah.
And you have to like go through the grass.
Yes, I'm at
some
the
of
grass.
The people are like 2 feet away.
Yeah.
But as long as they don't see you, they can't.
You have to make sure that you're coming behind. Can I just, okay. We're going to go out of order because I'm ready to talk about it now. So I'm just ready because, okay, here's the thing. So I've never played Call of Duty before. Never played any of the Call of Duties. I've been mostly a Halo girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that I really love, I love Halo. Don't get me wrong. But this Call of Duty has my heart right now.
And I am so happy. 2 things. One, I am so happy to hear you say that. I'm not a Halo hater by any means, but I'm a Microsoft hater.
Right.
And I do love to hear you say that. But 2, one question I do have is Halo, because Call of Duty, even though Call of Duty is on both systems or all systems, it really is kind of like a PlayStation staple. I'm wondering, because I don't know much about Xbox, so is Halo a launch title at all? Or?
The last Halo was Halo 4, I believe, that came out. It's not a launch title. So I'm not sure when they're doing the next Halo. Yeah, but it's exclusively, yes, and oh my, that's probably why we may not see a Halo for a minute. And how glad am I that I get to play a Bungie product like Destiny, just from what I've seen from it. I'm really anticipating this. I already put my little deposit down, but I'm really excited to play Destiny.
You get the beta key, or you get beta access, right?
I know, and I haven't even looked at it.
But can you go on right now?
I have fun receipt.
Because I was just wondering, because I'm like, I know.
You should be able to. I mean, supposedly well, if I can get anything, okay. First of all, thank you for encouraging me to keep the whole PS4 because I was on the edge. I was teetering on the cliff. I was about to say, forget it, forgot it, not going to do it. So glad.
Why did I say Watch Club? Well, it could be Watch Club. Watch Dogs and Drive Club, I mean, that really didn't help.
It didn't help.
Them removing really big launch titles.
Yeah.
2 weeks in advance.
Basically. But if I would have had those, I never would have got, I probably would not have got Call of Duty. I really wouldn't have.
You're right, because I knew for a fact I was buying. Well, for me, I would have definitely have gotten. Well, Drive Club is free for PlayStation Plus members.
Yeah.
But I would have gotten Watch Dogs, Call of Duty. I don't know what my third game would have been. I mean, probably Assassin's Creed, because we still would have had a game that would have been the same. So
right, exactly.
I know that you're a huge Assassin's Creed person or fan and player, so I would have definitely got that. But Watch Dogs would have been up there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of not that upset about it because I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm at work and I'm like, I just want to play Call of Duty. So now I kind of understand why people, well, not like lose their jobs or anything, but why it's a little bit addicting. And I haven't had a game that I felt kind of lightweight addicted to for a while. And I haven't really played this much in a long, long time. So yeah, I'm all in it to win it. But that aside, I'm having some issues downloading. Like, the install time is ridiculous. It's like I'm trying to get DC Online.
DC Online is like 30-something gigs. I let it do it. It took 6 hours.
Is that what it is? So I'm going to have to check because I set it up last night and like our friend Zara from the Comic Crew said, I just went to bed. He was like, set it to download and go to sleep. That's what he said.
I want to ask you, it's kind of a loaded question, but like, as a PS4 owner, like, what are your impressions? We can definitely talk about the installation because I have some irritation with that.
Yeah.
But like, what are your impressions so far of the PS4? Do you love it? I mean, like, what about the con? I mean, because every system has pros and cons, even if we have Xbox Ones. But like, so far, like, what is your initial impression of what are your pros and cons, including the installation issues?
Okay, so the software update didn't take the first time. Now, okay, so it didn't, but you know, like some of our friends were saying, everybody's trying to do it at the same time. So it took a little bit, but once it uploaded, the installation was pretty fast. So it just took a little bit to upload, but the installation itself was fast. I like the controller compared to the new Xbox controller I'm not gonna have, but the old Xbox controller was a little big. My hands are a little bit smaller, so the PS4. I've always liked the PlayStation controllers. I don't need a white button or a black button, or two toggles or three toggles and a pad and 15 trigger buttons and 4 different. It's too much. Why are you wanting me to do a special move? It's like so many buttons. I'm like, dude, really? No. Just, I love the simplicity of the PlayStation, the DualShock controller. I like the responsiveness. I feel like the responsiveness is really tight, especially when I'm playing the shooter games like Call of Duty. One thing I didn't like about Halo was that I didn't feel like the controls were tight enough. Like, it was a little, like, aiming and things like that.
Like lagging?
Well, it just was, I just want it tight. If I, turn the toggle to the right, I want him to go to the right. I don't want him to go 360. I'm not turning it that hard. Like, it was just, I just like the responsiveness of the controller better. What I don't want to press down the toggle to make him run. That really irritates. Like, can I just say, I might have to look into options and reconfigure my controller, because really, I hate that, because it's just not, I don't like that. It's not responsive. It's like, and even when playing Assassin's Creed, when I have him in his little stealth mode, where he disappears and then he can see his targets like through buildings and stuff, I can't keep him in that mode and then have him run because he comes out of it because of the way it's set up. You have to press down the toggle to have him run. And it's like, I'm trying to be invisible. I'm trying to be stealthy.
See, because I'm obsessed with Call of Duty multiplayer. I've always loved online Call of Duty. But the first thing people were complaining about on my team, they were like, man, this running sucks. And it does. Yeah. It sucks so bad, because you're like, okay, I'll go around the corner. If you have sprint, it's not that bad. But if you don't have the sprint, like, attachment or enhancement, then it's like you run and stop. And it's not stopping because he's tired or she's tired. It's because you're running and it's like, it won't stay. And then I'll, like, be running. I'll hit, like, the circle button to slide. I love the slide mechanic, though, that you slide on your knees.
Now that's cool. I've used that.
But how many times can you do it? Because as soon as you start running, you try to, because you can do it immediately. I'm sure there's frame data out there, but it's like, as soon as he starts running, she starts running, you can slide immediately. And I don't like how I'll try to slide, all of a sudden he crouches, and I'm like, no, exactly.
It's like, I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. I want you to slide.
It's really annoying. But I think the cool thing for me is, like, I've had a PlayStation, I've had a PlayStation 2, I've had every version of PlayStation up until the PlayStation 4, and I want to say this is by far the best controller that Sony's ever presented to the public. This one is, like, the perfect amount of heavy, because the PS3 controller was really light. And this one, like, where the handles are, it's a lot heavier. Not a lot heavier, but it's heavier enough to where you can feel it, and it feels better.
Yeah.
I do like the L3 and R3, those trigger buttons like you would use to run. I do like the indent in the middle. It feels like it's more responsive instead of like it being curved, an extrusion curve, because your thumbs could easily slide and like slide off or whatever. But this one, with it being like pushed in, it's a lot easier. But then again, it contradicts what we say about Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is still a headache. But I think that's something on Call of Duty side, not necessarily on the manufacturer side.
Right.
I have heard, because there was some people on like the crew page and some people on like other batch orders pages questioning Sony's blue light of death. Have you heard about this?
No, so I read a little bit about it, and how, because basically if everything is working fine, then you're supposed to have a white light. When it's starting up, the light is blue, and if it's in standby, then the light is orange. So I guess, some people were saying, and it happened to a really small percentage of the units that went out. They sold 1 million in 24 hours.
They did.
So it was like a really small percentage. But apparently, with some people out the box, the light was just blinking. It never turned white, and it never completely turned on.
Yeah.
And it
never sent the signal to the TV
to
recognize or to display. So like you're right. They turn it on, and it would, like, whenever it was transitioning from color to color, it wouldn't send the signal to the TV. The thing I found interesting was that I spent the first 10 minutes with the PS4 trying to figure out where the power button was.
How about that? How about I felt like an idiot? Exactly, and I still don't know if I just kind of wave my fingers over it and the thing comes out. I'm really kind of like, I felt, I'm not into reading directions. So I'm just like,
No,
what the heck? And I'm just waving my hands over it like a magic trick, and then it worked.
My ego would not let me touch anything that said the word instructions on it.
No,
and then
of course
when
not.
I finally did turn it on, I was like, now where I put a disc in.
Right.
And I was like, put it close to the area, but I could hear it going
like it wanted to eat it, right?
but it wouldn't go in. I'm like, what the heck?
I know.
And all of a sudden I moved it over like a half an inch, and it took it. And I'm like, oh, there it is.
Because the line that's down the middle, it's like it doesn't seem like a disc would go in between, that little area. And Kim had the same problem. She was like, I was like, when I had a disc in there, how come I was like, I don't know how to take it out. I don't know how to eject. And so I had to like play with it and wave my hands around it and touch it all over and fill it up. And then I finally, so now I think I have it down, but I was just like, duh.
But if it's dark, you're screwed.
Oh gosh. Oh, but check it out. What you were talking about with the signal coming from the PlayStation, I read an easy fix for that. So if anybody is about to buy one out the box has that problem, the little metal tongs, you got to check your HD port.
Yes.
The little metal tongs, and some of them I guess is sticking up a little bit, and that's what's causing the problem. It's not connecting correctly. Easy fix. Make sure all your tongs are lined up with the HDMI cord and the input on the back of your PlayStation. And if it's not, just push it down, slide it in, and it should work. And if that doesn't work, then of course it's a bigger problem. But for quite a few people, that's been a very easy fix.
That has been, and I know Kotaku reported it because there's like the people that the Taco Bell contest.
Yes,
those people that got theirs were having that problem. Right. I was like, I hate them, but I was also sorry for them. And then Kotaku, they got, as a review, they got a PlayStation 4 a few weeks early, and theirs was not displaying out the box. So that was like another issue. I know, like, so installing, here's the thing. So, like the Xbox and PS4 are really pushing like big size hard drives.
Yeah.
And I'm already looking at buying a terabyte hard drive because here's the thing. Mm-hmm. All my games, and yours too, have taken, like, I don't know if you know how big Killzone is. Like, Killzone, I think is the largest game. I think it's like 30-something gigs or 40-something gigs. And every game is between 30 and 60 gigs of, you need space to install.
You need that much space, but I'm playing it on a disc. What difference does it make?
But if you didn't play it, and that's what people are unaware of, is like, okay, that's one thing. The improvement between PS3 and PS4, if you download a game or install a game, it takes forever on the PS3. But on the PS4, it takes seconds, which makes you think. It takes
longer?
On the PS3.
Wow.
Yeah, it does. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying.
Whoa.
Especially if you download a game. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Now, on the PS4, it takes, you've seen it, it takes, as soon as it finishes downloading it, and when it installs, it takes seconds.
Yeah.
So a lot of people look at it like, oh, it means it's a small amount of like gigs that it's using. No, it's still using, I don't have it in front of me. I did have them in front of me, but like, what was the biggest? Call of Duty was like 30 something gigs. But what I'm saying is, you have 500 gigabytes on that PS4.
Right.
Out the box. Now, obviously, usable is like 4 something because some of the obviously component takes up some space as well. So by the time you get Killzone, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Madden, NAC, Watch Dogs, like all these games that are very
Don't forget Flower.
Flower ain't gonna take up that much space. You know that. But when you put all these games together, you're gonna be at hundreds of space taken up. And the thing is, the reason that you need to install, which makes sense, is because the game runs a lot faster. You don't have to deal with excessive loading screens. You have to deal with very minimal loading screens because everything is stored on your PS4. Now, the illusion when the PS3 came out was that the installation meant that you installed the game, thus you didn't need the disc. You still need the disc. Even today, you still need the disc. But the thing that's cool about the PS4 is that it's easy to switch out the hard drive. So I've already looked at a 1 terabyte hard drive, which is 1,000 gigs about. This is $100, and it's an easy slot. You take it out, and you just put the other one in.
Okay, so they don't have any type of cloud technology or anything like that?
They do, but that doesn't take up installation. So, like your save is, so for instance, like let's talk about Assassin's Creed. Like wherever you are right now at Assassin's Creed, that save, if you're on PlayStation Plus, so when you get PlayStation Plus, that save will be in the cloud every night when you go to sleep or when you're playing. Because mine is set for 1 a.m. So. At 1 a.m., like I watched my PS4 one time or PS3 one time, and it kind of like goes into standby mode, and what it's doing is it's just uploading that data to the cloud, and then it turns back off. So it's like an energy saving mode. It's just to move all that to storage. Now you're right. It does save all your memory from every game you're playing to the cloud, but your installation is still physically
taking up.
Use that term loosely. Taking up gigabytes.
See, the only thing I love the quickness when I finally realized the quickness and, everything associated with it. But I do miss the days where you could just play off the disc and you didn't have to worry about, storage and all that.
I didn't care for it, and the reason I didn't care for it in PS3, and I thought it was stupid. And people would tell me why it was justifiable, like they would justify. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Until there was one anime game I used to play called Cross Edge, and they gave you the option to install or to not install. And I would always not install. I'm like, well, that was the one game I ever played that gave you an option, and I never installed. And one day I decided to install, and it did take forever. It took forever. It took like 3 hours. And then when it did finally install, it was so much faster. Like the load screens, like everything was a lot faster.
And see, that's the one thing I do like about the Xbox. You put it in, the load time is like super, super fast, and you just play, and then you just save it, and then there's a cloud. It's not all the... So that's kind of the big difference that I'm seeing, I guess, in between. See, my dad had a PlayStation 2. We used to play that. But back then, everything was different. You had your little memory thing that you would stick in there. And then, and then that was it. But, so I didn't have a PlayStation 3. I really don't have that to compare it to, just the 360. So, but I feel like I have to learn a little bit more about the mechanics of the system, which I seldom have patience to do.
It's annoying. I mean, the interface is new. I mean, and I was talking to Kim earlier, and I'm a little frustrated because I didn't realize how much of a burden, and I'm going to use that term lightly, but like a burden having a PS4 and a PS3 would be. Because,
like how?
Well, because I didn't think about this until today. Well, I've thought about this all weekend, but like actually express it to someone else. And the thing is, okay, check this out. I'm a Kingdom Hearts stan.
Yes.
I live for Sora.
Yes.
Now, real quick, a few weeks ago at the Tokyo Game Show, they showed they debuted the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and that's coming out next year exclusively for the PS3. Now, when I was like, that's kind of a slap in the face.
A little bit, yeah. Next year.
Next year, and it's only on the PS3, which means I have to keep my PS3 if I want to play it. Like, that's kind of pissy. So, I didn't think about it too much. I was like, whatever. But now I'm understanding the burden of having a PS3 or having a PS3 going into a PS4 generation, because all the games I bought for my PlayStation Plus membership, whether they're PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1, it doesn't matter. None of those games I have access to on my PS4.
Oh, gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah. So the PlayStation Network you have on PS3 versus the PlayStation Network you have on PS4 that you see every day, Lana, is completely different. So when you go on the PSN or on your PS4, you only see PS4 games or PS3 to PS4 upgrades, like Assassin's Creed that you can get on PS3 and upgrade for $10.
All those games you got? All those games that you have? I mean,
they're still there, but
you can't play them on PS4.
A patch or an update. I'm going to call it a patch, but they haven't released an update to the PS Network allowing us to
access those games.
To access them. So I find myself switching out my PS4 and PS3, like the cords or the systems themselves, so I can play like Marvel vs. Capcom, which is understandable. It's a PS3 game. But other games that I have on digital download, I can't access. I can't access any of them. And I thought I could at least access like the indie games or any games that I bought on digital. No, I can't access any of those. And I Googled some stuff yesterday about it, and it's supposed to be like released soon, like with the update. And I understand what PS4 is doing. They're just trying to get the system out. This isn't necessarily a bad thing or a defect, but it's like their focus is PS4. You're focusing on PS4. Everything else will come into play, and that makes sense. But I have two complaints. The fact is, I'm paying for PlayStation Plus, and I paid for all these games, and I also paid for like Kingdom Hearts and stuff. And I want to get Kingdom Hearts, and I want to get rid of my PS3 one day because the PS4 does everything the PS3 does except play PS3 games, and I want to get rid of it sooner than later. But I feel like it's kind of like a ball. I feel like it's a ball and chain.
Well, it is. That's why everybody's like, don't get rid of your PS3. That's all I've been hearing. Don't get rid of your PS3 yet.
Yeah, and I don't plan on it. And the thing is that sucks is I only have one TV, so I can only
right.
I have to switch out my PS3, my PS4, and it's like, that's really annoying.
You need to convert a room and just have different systems in each room, so you can go room to room and play like that.
I think what I'm gonna do, Lana, is I'm just gonna buy like an Asus monitor, like one of those like 23 inches or something.
Yeah, and just hook it up and be done with it.
And just hook it up to my PS3 and be done with it because, I mean, if I want to watch a movie, like I set up Netflix and Hulu Plus immediately on the PS4, so like that's all transitioned. So like that, and then one more thing that and just applying as a negative for the PS4 is that they overlooked MP3 and external memory or external jump drives. So like if you have a movie that you may have borrowed or bought or whatever, and you put it on a jump drive and you can't, the PS4 doesn't recognize that. And they said, Sony execs did apologize, and they said that they didn't realize how much feedback they would get for lack of putting it in. And they said it's not because they didn't want to put it in, it just wasn't their focus. Again, I understand, but it's like, come on.
Don't take stuff away that you had in the PS3.
In the PS3. Like,
don't take it away.
Especially when you can update it with a patch. Why don't you just do it? So they said it's just a patch. It's just a patch that'll fix it, and it'll be out very soon, whenever that means.
Well, at least they're going to fix it because they know that y'all PlayStation Plus holders aren't a gang.
I mean,
y'all will get fucked.
I sent a message. I sent a message on the forums complaining. I didn't like it. I'm like, I'm really happy with my PS4. I don't want to take it back or anything like that. But it's like the little things that are, I paid for these PlayStation Plus games. Like, I expect to see them. I expect to see them soon, which they said that we will have them soon. But again, executives are always quick to say we'll have something soon, and soon could be like 6 months. But I'm still upset, Lana, about Kingdom Hearts 2.5 and how.
Yeah. So, but isn't Kingdom Hearts 2.5 isn't the same Kingdom Hearts that we saw at the E3 conference, right? That's like a little. So the one for the new one,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes, that one will be for PS4. But when is that even coming out?
Okay, I got a pre-order for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Really?
So I pre-ordered from GameStop for Kingdom Hearts 3. There's no release date, and I don't do this.
There's no release date.
And Tatsuya, I can't say his last name, but Tatsuya, who's over like the Square Enix, like Final Fantasy genres and Kingdom Hearts, they premiered a lot of content at the Tokyo Game Show a few months ago, or a month and a half ago, and then this was Sony's doing, like this was not Sony, but Square Enix doing of releasing the ability for the consumer to pre-order. That's not GameStop. So they released this option to pre-order with no date, and then he said, I think a week or so ago, he was like, please be, in Japanese, he was like, please be patient because we have a lot of things that we want to accomplish with this game. Like, this is the first time in Kingdom Hearts history that we're able to really render certain scenes or really have certain abilities, like attraction, where you can like use like what is it? Not Magic? Is it Magic Mountain? Not Magic Mountain. Is it
Disneyland?
Yeah. What's the mountain called?
There's Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. They have these abilities called attractions, and where you can like use attractions like in the theme parks to like utilize them. So like, for instance, in the railroad, you can use like the train and use it as like your ability to like travel around and destroy people or destroy creatures.
Also Splash Mountain.
There's Splash Mountain. There's one. So there's all these different things that they said they want to do, and like that's cool. So I'm okay with that. But like Kingdom Hearts 1.5 is just a reboot. It's an HD remake of Kingdom Hearts 1. It has 2 other games that were for handheld, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.5 is Kingdom Hearts 2 with 2 other games that were for handheld. So it's like, I wish they would have put them all together. I would have paid $60 for all that.
Yeah.
But I can see this is another money-making ploy, whatever. I just want my game.
They need some cash up front so they can finish the game.
You're right. I
mean,
believe that.
that's fine. That. And it's like, it's all good. It's like, as long as the game comes out and it's really, really good and people are happy, you know, I'm like, whatever. It's not like there's nothing else to play in between. So it's, as long as, I think it's better to have a good product than to just rush and do whatever.
I think so too. I love it. And I actually have Call of Duty on pause.
You know what? And it's funny. I went into the living room. I said, I'm not even going to start this game up because all I wanted to do was start up Call of Duty. I said, I'm not even going to start this up because Matt is going to text me in like 5 seconds. And what happened? As soon as I turned the TV on to sit down, you text.
And you know what? This is what the spirit told me, because I was, Lana was at home waiting for me. I was on my way home from dinner with some friends, and I was like, Lana, I'm on my way. I'll be home in a few minutes. And she was like, okay, cool. And I thought on the way, I swear to you, I thought on the way home, I was like, she better not play one game with Call of Duty.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I was in there and I was ready. I was so ready.
I would do it. You'd be like, Matt, put the game down. Because we gotta record.
I was ready because it's me and Riley right now. So if I can't let him down.
Yeah, Riley is. I love the dog.
It's just something about the dog.
Getting German Shepherds, and I'm like, oh, Riley.
I know, because it's just so. I really like that. I love Call of Duty because I can actually shoot people. It's so satisfying, like, to just actually. This is the first time I've done well at a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm. And you only get better because there's more, like Destiny.
Oh, I can't wait for Destiny.
You'll get really good at that. Killzone, which
I haven't played today. Killzone yet. I've been swapping back and forth between Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty. I haven't even put in Killzone.
Kim says she loves Killzone.
She likes it. That's what she said.
I want to get it. That's the next game I'm going to so we can all three of us can play, or more people can play.
Yeah.
Again, and also, guys listening, if you buy a PS4 and you have like PlayStation, not PlayStation. Well, you guys have PlayStation Plus, but to play online, like, let us know. We'll play with you.
Yeah, we're gonna start pretty soon. As soon as I feel confident enough in my skills.
I suck, so she'll be confident. I'm still be garbage.
We're going to actually be streaming on Twitch pretty soon. We're going to have a Blerds on our channel. So we'll let you know when we're playing, if you want to watch, if you want to join in. Maybe we'll let
Please join in because I suck and I need, we'll push it through.
Can I do my own music soundtrack? How come? Okay, so I was at work today.
Music, right? Can't you play music?
I haven't even gone on the site before. I have no idea. I just know I want people to watch me play
music while you play.
Really? Because I wanna play my music that I wanna listen to, right. And because I was at work, right, and I was listening to Ramsey Lewis, I was listening to Maiden Voyage, and then I was like, oh my gosh, what if we put in like whole different kind of music for gameplay, like Call of Duty? Or what if it was like some funky music? And so in my head, I'm like scoring Call of Duty. And I'm imagining Logan running around and taking people out with like certain soundtracks. It was ridiculous. And that's why I said,
Hesh out, please. Can you please not leave Hesh out?
Okay.
All you talk about is Logan and Riley, and you leave Hesh out.
You know what? I like Hesh. Can I just say I like the fact that I have a partner in the game? I really like that because with Halo, it's just you. It's you versus the aliens. You are by yourself because you are the Master Chief. And I just like the whole, you're with somebody in Call of Duty. You're working as a team. I think that's awesome. I love that.
But I feel like that's where games are going. Like, when you think about, that was a really, like an E3, that was a really big selling point for Call of Duty Ghosts was the fact that you have this dog as your companion.
Yeah. And Hesh.
Yeah, and Hesh, thank you. Thank you, Lana, for including him finally. And I'm very serious about that. I'm really hurt that you don't include Hesh. But, like Resident Evil, like they added a partner in Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 6. You have a partner now. So it's like, a lot of these games are starting to have this companion. Dead Rising 3, which comes out for Xbox One exclusively, like you have a partner there too. So I mean, it has its pros and its cons. I do like it, but it's also like, you know, some people, like, as much as you love Riley, there's someone out there that equally does not like Riley.
Somebody tries to kill Riley, and I'm just like, I better not. So you better not touch my dog. Well, I like animals. So that's why I think it's cute. Somebody else is going to be like, ugh, I hate that stupid dog. And I'm going to be like, you're stupid.
See, and I have a puppy, and I'm like, I love the fact that I can play with a dog.
Right, exactly.
And she's, you know, and my puppy is literally sitting there watching me play this game. She's over it. And she sees I'm playing with this other dog. She's like, wait.
I know, right?
Something's not right. Why are you so happy?
Something's not right. It's like, what is this? What is this mess?
Do you want me? Like,
I know.
Like, let me know if I'm not making you happy, because I will strap on a camera and I will grow some bangs.
Right.
And I will go into the grass and hunt rabbits as training until the world ends. And can we talk about the gravity moment that we have in the beginning of Call of Duty?
Okay.
That was cool.
That was awesome. I was just like, I'm in space and I'm shooting. And when you sent me over text I was laughing.
Yeah.
I watched that at work and I had to cover my mouth because I started laughing when you sent me that intro.
Mm-hmm. I got so excited because,
oh my gosh, that intro was dope. That was kind of tight. I was like, what? That face, that big old smoky face.
This is the first Call of Duty that I have played the campaign.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I never played like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3. Those are the only 3 I've had. And I think, I've had Call of Duty World at War,
mm-hmm.
the old school one.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in time. And I don't play the campaign. I always play multiplayer, and I always play the zombies because, you know, zombies are everything.
Yeah.
And but this is the first time I played the campaign. I love it.
Does this one have zombies?
It will.
Oh.
It will. I don't think it doesn't have an. And usually, what they do is this is what they've done in the past.
You have to pay for it, huh?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Lana, I don't think so.
Oh.
Because in Black Ops 2, to make sure I'm getting the right one, Black
mm-hmm.
Ops 2, I don't think you had to pay for it. And I think it was released later. Like, it's something that's like you release. Because, you know, you want to sell the product as is. You want to sell Ghosts. You know, you want to sell the product. You want to make all this money, blah, blah, blah. Then you want to sell DLC or downloadable content, because, you know, now with Modern Warfare, with Call of Duty and all these games, Battlefield, I'm sure Destiny will do it too. Like, everything's about seasons and everything's about passes and everything's about DLC. So
I am not into that. I'm sorry.
I
will play the game as it is, and when it's done, it's done, and I don't care about 50 extra. Really, you want to give me 50 extra missions? I'm bored at this point. No. It's like, I will play the game as it is, and when it's done, I'm ready to move on to something else. I don't need 15 patches and 13 skins, and I don't care about his clothes. The only thing I do want Mr. John Conway to do is take his butt to a bathtub. It is hard for me to play him when he looks so dirty all the time.
Tell us how you really feel.
And all that swimming he did in the ocean, and he still came out dirty.
But you have to admit that when you sail that ship in the beginning and in when you have to go to Havana, that is gorgeous.
I love sailing that ship. That's
some of the most gorgeous like scenery I've ever seen in a video game.
I twirled it around.
Did you really? I crashed into a sand barge like twice because you can't see it.
I know.
And on the map, it doesn't show on the map. So like when I crash, like, you know, that guy that you're with,
I know exactly what you're talking
he's
about.
Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I can't see that. So.
I know. And then I came to a full stop more than once, and like the dude like jerked and like fell, and I was like, my bad. And so did you get past? So you got past? Oh yeah, I'm chasing these dudes right now.
I chased one guy that stole your friend's like jewels or money. And I chased him and tackled him, and that's what I've played so far because
I got to that, like, he stole it, and then I got to kill him. I killed him, and then there was a part after that where I had like 15 dudes.
Oh, and you had to throw the smoke bomb?
Yeah, and then but you have to run away because they want you to be undetected, and I rescued a pirate by killing some guards.
The black pirate?
Yeah. Was it the black one? No, it was some Spanish dude.
What?
I missed the black pirate?
Yeah.
Well, there was another pirate that I didn't rescue. I saw this Spanish dude.
So you let the blurred pirate die?
It was an accident.
Okay, so I haven't seen the Hispanic pirate, but I have seen.
Well, he was Cubano.
Pirate. Oh, okay, he's Cubanos. How do you say apologize? I apologize.
I don't know.
Okay, I apologize. I jumped down. I saw him, and like you see his damage meter, you see his life meter going down. Right. I went to save him, and I was like, oh, it's a blurred.
Right, you have to. You know what? I had to. I like the physicality of the assassins. That's what I like to play. I be flinging my assassins off of buildings and trees and like from the top of the church steeple all the way down to the bale of hay and making them dive. I just like being able to jump and flip and run all over the place.
And that free world parkour.
Yes, I love that. It's so much fun. But I had to put Assassin's Creed down because while I was playing Assassin's Creed, I was thinking about Call of Duty.
See, my thing is, my only complaint about Call of Duty, I know you said you didn't like this one as much as the other ones.
Oh, the Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. And like for me, like this is my first true time playing Assassin's Creed. I really do like it for what it is. Yeah. The only thing I don't like, and maybe it's because I suck, and I do. I suck at games sometimes, all the time. And like the free running is great, but sometimes it's just not fluid. And I would like for it, like, you know, clearly, if this is the real world, he's not going to run into a wall. Like he's going to jump up that wall. Yes. Or like if you're going, sometimes my biggest true complaint is if you have to make a sharp turn, it doesn't. It's like he's like if it's like a car making a sharp turn, like it kind of swerves around. Yeah, it's like no, a human really doesn't. I mean, yeah, we have momentum, but it's like it's just not on the ground. On the ground is fine, but when you're on the buildings and you're running, you're jumping, and you're trying to make a sharp turn so you can walk across this beam that leads you to another building. Yes. 94% of the time, I literally make that sharp turn and I run off the building.
Right. No, I feel you. And just because I walk by a ladder, dude, I don't want you to turn and start climbing up the ladder. I just want you to walk by the ladder. If I touch the ladder, that doesn't mean climbing up the ladder. That's not what that is. It means I'm walking down an alley.
I'm brushing up against the ladder. And don't be halfway up the ladder before you can come back down.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to follow these dudes and you're still climbing and I've been told you to get off the ladder. So done.
Yeah, that's just my only. So far, I haven't played even a quarter through the game. I really do need to be fair and put Call of Duty down. I did play Madden. I played 2 games of Madden.
Oh, so how was that? Was it hard?
It's extremely difficult. I haven't played Madden in probably 6 years, and it's really difficult. Like, it's a learning curve. Like, you don't just... Because the first game I just picked up and started playing, of course, I picked the Colts versus the Ravens, because I don't care for the Ravens. And, yeah, I got creamed because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I went to the tutorial. I took some of Kim's advice and went to the tutorial. And but it's just like, it's just a very high learning curve. Like, you have to be ready.
See, yeah, I'm not ready.
You can't just go in there and just be like, I'm going to play a game. Unless, obviously, you know what you're doing. But, no, I don't. So, of course, my safety net is Call of Duty because I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So, I don't know. But speaking of football... We don't necessarily have a traditional Blerd of the Week, but we have, well, we do. I shouldn't say not traditional. But obviously, you know, Lana and I, we both got our PS4s on Thursday, albeit 3 hours apart. But in between that 3 hours, I don't know where Dallas sits. Is that an hour behind me or ahead of me? No, behind me.
I think it's behind you, like an hour or two, something like that.
So Dallas, I believe he's a Dallas Cowboy football player, Des Bryant, walked into the Walmart, one of the local Walmarts at midnight or close to midnight and saw some people online and was like, what are you guys doing? And they were like, oh, we're buying PS4s. So he bought them all PS4s.
Whoa.
And I thought that was the coolest thing. One, it would have been cool if it was me, because, you know, that's $400 I would save. But it was just a cool thing. Like, he didn't tweet about it. Like, he didn't say ahead of time, like, I'm going to Walmart and I'm about to go hook these kids up. Like, he just went and just did it out of the kindness of his heart. Yeah. And I thought it was just really cool.
That's fun. It's awesome.
I mean, all the money you make, you know, being a football player, and I'm sure, you know, you see them in the news all the time. I mean, I'm sure, like, you see, I mean, your football team, Lana, like, you see them in the news, like, you know, at the children's hospital and stuff. And that's kind of obligated as part of their contract, like charity work. Because they're technically paid by the state or paid by other people. But this is really cool to see someone like just go out of their way. The only tweets I saw about Des Bryant were people tweeting that were there. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my God, Des Bryant. Like, or one guy was like, this guy just bought my sister a PS4.
See, I love that. That is awesome.
And I'm like, that's really cool because I wish Michelle was there.
I know. Oh my gosh.
And I would have like, dang it. But I know I wanted to bring him up, but also I want to take a sharp turn because we have been talking about PS4 for a while, and that is supposed to be, that's what we're all about. But I'll talk about a specific show.
Okay, so I would like to go on and jump into Scandal first.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Because it's funny, I watched it late because I just don't have time. So
I watched like a day later. I mean, I should watch it Thursday night. I watch it, but I stay off the internet. I stay off of Twitter. I stay off all that.
You can't because people are like, oh my gosh. And so by now, okay, and real quick, the next couple of minutes there will be spoilers because we're just gonna talk. So
it's been almost a week.
So spoiler alert.
Spoiler
alert.
Boop,
boop. Okay, so
that was pretty good. Good job.
Thank you. So. Before, I've said on the air that I was like Team Melly. I've already said that. I just like Melly. I don't know. I just do. And now I'm more Team Melly. I'm more Team Melly. Oh my gosh. Fitz's dad
is the dad.
Raped her. I was like, what? That was crazy. And now, the baby.
But the thing is, though, Lana, I love how Shonda is telling you a story that happened 15 years ago.
Yes.
It happened 15 years ago, and you would have never guessed, because, I mean, I kind of want to go back to the earlier season with a few episodes that his father was physically on the show.
Right.
And see, like, I mean, obviously, Melly, the actress that plays Melly, I mean, she doesn't know this, but I'm wondering, like, if Shonda gave her special instructions, like, I want you to act this way, or, like, act a certain way towards him. I just want to know because, like, that's not something you forget.
It's not.
And that's not something you, like, I mean, you have to live with that man. Like, that's your, like, the son of the man who raped, you're the father of the man that, that you're married to. And it's, like, the fact that you have to see him all the time.
But you know what?
Your oldest son is his father.
She made that choice. Which means, by the way, her husband is the brother. Just to put that out there.
That's just so awkward. Why would you say that?
I had to. I just had to. By the way, that's not your son. That's your baby brother. Ew.
So now I'm wondering with that, because Shonda has a really great way of like writing in stuff that hasn't happened yet, but it's like a foreshadow. But it's like a foreshadow for like the end of the season, not like the next couple episodes. Like with Harrison, remember Shonda promised that Harrison would have a bigger story, or we would dive into Harrison's past.
And now we're getting there.
We're getting there, but she's taking her sweet time at the same time because remember she introduced this. Harrison was trying to get this guy from getting his passport. Yeah,
and he, and then he brings Huck in. Huck is, he's like, I need you to make the passport disappear. But Cyrus was like, issue him a new passport. And that was after, Harrison asked Huck to make it disappear. Dude's going to be in the country. Right. And he's going to come after Harrison. And I guess we're going to find out why. And so there's that, but we've got.
Like, I'm gonna die. He was like, I'm gonna die.
He said, I'm gonna die. Yeah, and the thing is, we've got two members. We've got two gladiators that are compromised right now. We've got Harrison and that old crazy heifer Quinn. My goodness, I can't because Can I just?
No.
I need to.
No, I don't want to talk about her. You talk about it. I don't want to talk about her.
All I'm going to say is that she deserves everything she gets. And
we can talk about her now. Because
I'm so over it. I'm like, you know what?
I'm so happy.
Handle it.
I'm so happy that she got what she deserved.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Huck knew
Yep.
that she was on the edge, and that's why he was like arm's length, arm's length, arm's length. I'm not messing with you. Like, oh, you're on punishment. What did Harrison was like, you're benched. You're benched.
Basically.
And yeah, and she didn't understand, and she got into trouble, and now she belongs to B16.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And, and it's like it's like she just lost her mind. It's like she went crazy. She started getting all this adrenaline over killing people and slicing folks up. And it's like, hello, that whole lifestyle destroyed Huck's life, and he's just trying to keep himself together. He lost his family over that mess. He lost everything. He even lost his real family and his fake family over that mess. And right. I just, and he's just trying to keep it together at this point. But I tell you one thing, I bet you who's not going to cross him again, when he yoked Olivia up in that parking garage by her throat, it was like, you best not forget who I am. It reminded me of that line from Breaking Bad that I can't say because you haven't seen it yet, but when you see it, you'll remember this and know what I'm talking about.
I did finish season 4. I finished season 4.
You finished Gus?
Yes.
Look, real quick.
Let's talk about this really quick, because this is spoiler if you're still listening, great. But Breaking Bad season 4 finale, because so let's talk about, there's 13 episodes. So episode 12 is where Walter he puts the bomb under Gus's car.
Yes.
And that scene was everything, because Gus walks through the garage. He's walking, he stops. Yeah. And he looks around. He walks to the edge of the garage. He looks around, and he takes a step back, stares at his car for a second. Right. And turn around. They walk back in. He's like, shoot. So he runs, and the next episode begins like with that upbeat, and Walters runs to the car and uninstalls everything, and I was like, because, the thing is, Lana, like, things that stick in my head are the things that people say to me. So all I could think about this entire season was what you told me a couple weeks ago. You were like, the way Gus exits the show, he was like, you can't imagine it. So I'm like, okay. So when he was walking to his car, of course I'm like, okay, he's going to get in the car, the car's going to explode. And I'm like, but that's not, that can't be. And I literally go, but that's not what Lana, like, why would Lana be like, that's, you can't believe the way he died. Like, right, a bomb. Okay, that's typical. So when he went to that guy in the wheelchair, I can't remember his name. Yeah. Like, Walter is so smart.
Isn't he?
He is so, and then the end, okay, so wait. So the bomb goes off, and I love that Gus, like, screamed. Yeah. And then walks out the room, tightens his tie. Yes! He was Gus to the day he died.
He was Gus half dead. How about that?
Half missing.
Was that not just
everything? And then at the end, in the backyard, with that plant, I couldn't believe it, because okay. So I updated my status, and I was like, season finale of Breaking Bad. What the hell? Right. I updated that status after Gus died. Yeah. I didn't update that status. I updated that status before the end of the episode. Yeah. So, I wanted to repost it and be like, wait. So now I'm like, is that going to come out? Like, what can I think of Jesse? Is Jesse going to find out? But this is the second thing so far that Walter has done to Jesse.
But wait,
First, not the wife, but the girlfriend.
How was that not one of the coldest things you have ever seen?
But okay, let me ask you this: if you were in his shoes in that moment, would you have done different?
Well, you can't ask me, because of course I would have done different. But
I would have. I'm sorry, but
I understand. I understand why Walt did what he did, but the repercussions that came from him not saving her. How many people ended up dying?
That's fair. But also,
do you love the way everything ties together and how people meet and how things just happen?
I love it, but I have to disagree with you, Lana, because I feel like if he had let her live, things would have went obviously went a completely different route, and Jesse, in theory, wouldn't have been there. But I feel like so many things would have been left insecure. Yeah. Jesse's off with all this money. He's like a meth head, and
Jesse would have been
He
dead.
may tell people stuff. I mean, Jesse is really. I do like where Jesse is today. Like, well, obviously besides the whole Ryson and the son thing incident and Gus in the finale, but it's like I like where Jesse has evolved to, because it was making my skin crawl to watch him have like these parties, these rages in his house.
Oh my gosh, that was hard.
I'm gonna be honest. I fast forward through some of those scenes.
It was hard seeing. He was so, oh my gosh, he was so miserable and just. Walt is so manipulative of him, like, because Jesse's craving that father figure, and it's just like, you know, that codependent relationship. That's what they have, except for, you know, Jesse just won't let himself believe certain things, and he just, well, you know what, deep down he knows stuff and he just doesn't want to believe it. But agree. Yeah, you need to get on that season 5, because I gotta tell you, I think season 4 is my favorite, but I'll say that Breaking Bad from beginning to end was probably the most consistent show that I've ever watched.
Here's what I thought about. Well, 2 things. I want to get your opinion on this. Did you ever see the show Weeds?
No, but I think it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Well, here's the thing. This is kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's not. I'm not telling you why this happened or anything. But, you know, the show is about this suburban housewife who, I think her husband dies. I can't remember. But anyway, she has no job. She's taking care of her kids. She lives in a really nice area of California. And she decides to sell weed to make money. So it's kind of like, so this is why the reason I'm thinking this is because Breaking Bad and Weeds start off kind of the same. Not as, it's like her life wouldn't have been over. Like, she wouldn't have lost her, she would have lost her lifestyle. She would have lost her life. Right. So that's where they are unique. But the same thing is meaning they turn to drugs for financial gain. Yeah. And it all starts out very innocent. And then, you know, it accelerates very rapidly. But the thing that I love about Breaking Bad versus the thing that really turned you off from Weeds is Breaking Bad he always stays at that house. Yeah. That house is the center point. Like, he may not necessarily live there all the time, and he comes and goes, and, you know, almost divorced, whatever, but that house is there. Like, he consistently is in that neighborhood, he's consistently in that town, versus Weeds takes you, like, you're in this suburban area, all of a sudden the entire suburban neighborhood burns down. Oh, no. And she's, like, displaced into another part of the country, like Tijuana or wherever, and then all of a sudden she's, like, in Mexico, like, deep Mexico. And it's like, so they're taking you, like, there's never any security. And I think as a writer, you may think, like, oh, this is great because it keeps the viewer on their toes, but it's like, no, even the viewer wants to have security for the anti-hero or for the hero. And I feel like with Breaking Bad, where it works is the foundation has never changed. Right. It has never changed. Like, even Jesse, like, look at Jesse. Jesse was in that house, he got kicked out of that house, and now he's back in that house. Mm-hmm. So it really never changes. It's like I can't think of his name, the writer, but he Vince Gilligan. Yes, Vince Gilligan, like, he takes you from that element and does make you uncomfortable and unstable, but then he brings you back and even retains the instability of the character's life. Mm-hmm. So I love that versus Weeds. Like, it's so unstable. It's just, everyone will tell you that watches that show that they stop, even if they finish the show, that they kind of didn't like it afterwards, because once you take her out of the element of her home, you take away the fantasy. Right. Yeah. Because and that's what it is. And to see, I think the biggest draw for me with Breaking Bad is to see what happens to Walt and to see how his whole personality changes, and you're kind of rooting for him. But then, and even into season 5, as you'll see, he's done some things that are so horrible. I just got to the point I was like, I started to like Jesse more than Walt. And I was rooting for Jesse, and I wanted Jesse to come out the whole thing clean. And see, like, for me, like, and one more thing is what I've heard is that the end of season 5.1, like the first 8 episodes, they take all that break. Some people have told me on separate occasions that they were satisfied with the way that ended, that they could have stopped there.
See, I don't, because to me there was too many things that Jesse needed to know, and I wasn't satisfied with him not finding out. Like, I'm happy with the way season 6 ended. And so much happened in season 6, and so much horribleness happens in season 5, honestly. But so much happens in season 6. I just feel like, it's, oh my gosh, it was pretty, yeah. I'm glad to me it ended perfectly. I'm happy with the way it ended, and it's what happens. I mean,
I'm only 16 episodes away.
I know. I'm so we'll have a little, when you're done watching it, we can talk. I'm really curious to know what you think about how everything ended.
Because I can tell you, I mean, like, I'm seeing the progression of 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Walter, obviously, well, 4. Walter, obviously, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
His evolution and de-evolution at times. Well, all of these characters are going through these.
Yeah, ups and downs. Yeah.
Skylar.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like Skylar now.
Uh-huh.
I'm liking that she's not necessarily that she's accepting what's going on. Well, yes, I agree with that. I agree with what I'm about to say. She's accepting of what's going on and she's dealing with it.
A lot of people hated Skylar. I don't know why.
A lot of people did, and I mean, she said she was the actual actress. She said she was getting death threats in person. She was getting death threats like over email.
Mm-hmm.
But I like her. I like where she's going. And then Jesse Walter Jr. I do like his character. I find myself more and more attracted to his character because I see him his some strength that's growing in him. And also, one more thing about Breaking Bad, I am so glad that Beneke died. And the way he died was hilarious, and I'm so happy because his story was so irrelevant. Mm-hmm. I was like, how are they going to get rid of this character? Because he adds nothing except for negative. Like, there's no reason for him to be here. Like, no reason for this character to be here. Mike, great character. I'm so glad he's in the show. I'm so glad he's still alive.
Mr. Mike.
But, like, he adds value to the show. I was like, Beneke adds nothing.
Right.
And so when he died and the way he died was so perfectly timed for me because they go into his house and, like, you're going to write this check. And I'm literally sitting there watching and I'm like, but why? Mm-hmm. Why don't we just kill him?
Yeah, the way it happened was kind of a trip.
And I'm like, I'm so glad he died. So, okay, I'm done.
Okay, so that was our little foray into Breaking Bad. In case you haven't watched it, maybe you want to. I'm looking at our time. I want us to, okay, so we did skip, and let's see, we're going to record Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're recording a couple days.
Let's save Walking Dead for Saturday. And then that way I can watch this episode. We can do like a full little review. And I really want to share our PS4 pickup experience because they were totally different and funny in their own ways.
Yes.
And so this is our blast from the past is blasting all the way to last week.
We're blasting 3 days from now. From the past.
Right. And we're going to tell you because we both went at midnight. We did it. And so I'll do mine first because it's the least interesting. Matt definitely has the most interesting one. Yeah. So I called the GameStop guy, and it's 6:00 and it's not 6, I'm getting off work and I'm like, okay, so how are we doing this at midnight? And that's exactly what I told him.
Right.
And he was like, well, he said, you can come at 6:00 and you're going to get a number, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and finish paying off. And I said, well, let's pay it off. Do I still have to come? And then he was like, yes. He said, come and then get a number. So if you want any last minute games, warranties, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I came home and I'm so glad that GameStop is literally like 5 minutes away. It is around a corner. Yeah. And went over there, got there at 6:10. There was 12, 13 people in front of me. I'm in line. I'm actually talking to Matt in line. And I'm like, what do I do? He's like, buy a warranty. And I'm like, okay. So.
And then you go, what did I just buy?
I don't, basically, it's like, what is this for?
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, it's for this.
Yeah, right. So I get up there, get the warranty, pay for it. And the guy was like, see you in a couple hours. I was like, bye. Come home, do some stuff. And it's like 11:40. So I'm like, I guess I should go. So I get there in 5 minutes, 11:45, and there's these creepy dudes at the door, and I was like, ew, I'm staying in the car. And so then some people started lining up, and I'm like, okay, it's safe to get out. So I'm walking over there and I'm in line, and so the guy, like 5 till, comes out and he's like, "You guys need to get out in numerical order." Then he says, "Work it out," and then he walks back in. So all those guys, I thought it was funny. So I had number 14. I was good. So all those guys that have been waiting since like 11, they just had to leave the front of the line, and I was like, "Moted, commoded."
That's what you get,
basically. So we're in numerical order, and it was military precision. Everybody is outside the store. They are letting in groups of 4. It is like, remember like on Seinfeld, that episode, The Soup Nazi?
Yes.
It was total Soup Nazi. Okay, it's like you get in, you step up to the counter. You give him your number. He checks your number against like this giant receipt that they have. They triple check the box number and the number, because they were in all black plastic bags with numbers on them. It was like you couldn't even see what was in the bag. It was like top secret.
Wow.
And so you give it to them. They check it. They check it again. They check it one more time. And then you're given your package, and you are to walk out of the store in single file line. And so you walk out the store, and then they call in another group of 4. And so it was just groups of 4. No fanfare. You come in, you get your stuff, you leave.
That is so different from my experience.
So please tell the people the party GameStop you were at.
Shut up. Stupid. So, okay, really, really short and sweet. I live in Indianapolis, but I work outside the city. My job is about 35 minutes from home, which is not a big deal. The commute's fine. Well, anyway, I passed 2 GameStops on my way to work, and instead of going to those GameStops, I'm going to the GameStop by my job, which is even north of my job, like 10 more minutes. So technically, it's about 45 minutes to get to this GameStop, like on a work day, like work traffic. Mm-hmm. So I decided to do that one, and I kept telling myself, this was months ago, and I'm like, I need to switch or whatever, and I never did. Well, anyway, that Thursday, they were like, I was talking to you, Lana, and you were like, oh, I found out about the 6 p.m. thing. So I called my GameStop, and they're like, yeah, come in at 6. And I worked a half a day that day. So instead of me waiting until 5:30 to go to GameStop, I went home at like 2 and drove 30 minutes to go home, drove 40 minutes to go back at 6, and then drove all the way back home anyway. So I'm, doing what Lana's doing, like playing video games, passing the time. I don't know why I didn't watch Scandal, but whatever.
Right.
I didn't watch Scandal live. I don't know why. And then, so I go back to my GameStop at like 11, and I walk in, there's all these balloons, like these PlayStation balloons.
Oh
the
my
blue
gosh,
and the
I'm
white.
so jealous.
And I look, and there's like 3 people there that I have not seen before, and they don't look like GameStop employees. And I'm like, okay. And then one of them this one lady has a badge, and it has a PlayStation logo on it. And I'm like, what? And I was like, hey, what's up? And she's like, hey, mind you, first thing that's opposite of yours is that there's all these balloons.
Yeah.
Second thing is everyone is lined up inside GameStop.
Right.
And I'm like number 6 or 7. And the lady's like, hey, what's up? We got a new person. And she gives me this swag bag, and it's a PlayStation 4 bag. And in it has like a water bottle with the Second Son like sticker on it that gives you access to like the demo earlier than most people. You get the bottle opener. You get a PlayStation bottle opener. You get like this poster. A lanyard, which by the way, she gave me a black lanyard, and I was like, I want the lanyard you have, and it was blue. And I was like, I want your lanyard, and she was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I want yours. She was like, oh, okay. So she just went and gave me her blue lanyard. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow.
So she's like, hey, guys. Like, I'm Melissa. Her name is Melissa. She's like, I'm Melissa. I'm the PlayStation rep. We want to come out and celebrate with you guys. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she's like, the same night this is happening, PlayStation is having their big event in New York City. And you can play really PO'd about. You can play it there and all that
Matt,
stuff.
say that again. You cut out completely. Start right after they're having their big event in New York City.
So they're having their big event in New York City at the same time we're prepping for this release, and they're playing like Assassin's Creed, infamous Second Son. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because this game hasn't even came up. You push the game back the same night, whatever. Yeah. So at the same time, she's like telling us announcements about Uncharted. There was announcements about something else too. I can't remember. The official release date for Second Son, infamous Second Son. So at midnight, she's like, All right, well, the first 10 people, I want to get pictures with you guys. It's going to go around the Sony newsletter every month. And I'm like, okay, cool. But you said like, this was in bags and it was military. This was like a regular line. Like, 3 people were there. They like, I gave them my receipt with the sticker on there. They were like, what number are you? I was like, number 9. They were like, we need number 9. They went and got the box. It was not in a bag. They just gave it to me. Well, they didn't give it to me yet. They did triple check. That was the same. They did triple check the receipt. They gave it to me. She took a picture. I walked up to her and I go, I want a beanie. Because every employee had a beanie. And I was like, I want a beanie. And she was like, only mothers can wear beanies. And I said, well, I have a mother, so give me the beanie. And then other people, she was like, well, we only have one left. Like, she was like, does anyone else want a beanie? And I'm like, okay, I don't think you heard me. And these 3 guys go, he's the one that asked for the beanie. Like, we wanted one, we didn't even think to ask. So give him the beanie. And she gives it to me. And I snatched that beanie with a force. And I power walked out. I didn't run, but I power walked out that PS4 store. I power walked out that GameStop. And some guy was like, dude, you're so cool, dude. I'm like, thanks. Don't talk to me. And I walk out and I power walk at 12:07. I mean, this was fast.
Oh my god!
To my car, and I literally called you, Lana, and I had my arm under my PS4, my phone on my ear, and I was driving home protecting that PS4 the entire time. And I got home, installed it, and went to sleep.
See, and that's what happened. It's like, but then David Blaine was on Jimmy Kimmel, so I had like one eye on that. And oh my gosh, David Blaine comes on tonight. But I gotta record that. It's so cool. But yeah, so my story is not nearly as interesting. It was military, it was bland, but I got it.
I don't know how they did it. Like, I don't know.
It probably just random. But your store is big though. Like, I have one of the typical itty bitty GameStops.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and I say I guess because I mean it's not bigger than, it's in a nice area. I mean, Carmel's a very rich area of Indianapolis. Yeah, that's true. But like the GameStop is typical same size, but where it's located is very sophisticated. But I'm still very surprised that they had like these PlayStation reps there. I feel like you had PlayStation reps somewhere where it has like a big turnover, meaning like product turnover, where you're pushing a lot of product because. When I left, they kept counting the number of people there, and they maxed out when I was walking out the door at 39.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't know if that's a good number for a release. But there's also people I know that were waiting at Best Buy. There were people waiting at Walmart.
The people who didn't pre-order, that's the thing. It's like we're the pre-order people. The people who didn't pre-order are sitting on the ground outside of Best Buy, hoping that they can get one. And the same thing. It's like. Because I know my friend James, I don't think he pre-ordered, and I know he was going to go around and try to get one, but I think he got one. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not sure though.
I don't think it's not like I don't think there's a Wii precedent. I don't think it's a Wii epidemic. I think you can go and get a PS4 right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, I just think you have to know. You just call around and see what one is. Yeah.
Right, and I know you can go get an Xbox One yesterday.
Really?
No, I'm just saying that's how easy it is to get an Xbox One. That's my read for the day.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Oh, God. So that is our PS4 journey from start to present because it's not over. It's not over yet. It's not over. Finish. It ain't over yet.
I know because, and I just, I was sad that we couldn't record on Saturday, and I've been biting at the bit. I wanted to record so bad because I felt like people needed to know about PS4 and what our experience is, and I just want to go play.
All right, well, on that note, thanks a lot, guys. I'm so sorry that we're late. Not really apologizing because it's still great quality.
I'm apologizing for being late. It's fine.
It wasn't our fault. It was the weather. So thanks a lot, guys, for listening to your favorite Blerds, Matt and Lana. Please look us up, follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, like us. Please spread the nerd. Please subscribe. We really do love that. We really appreciate it. It lets us know that people appreciate us around the world.
To us right now.
I also understand why you do this to us.
Because I had to. It was in my bones.
Okay. My bones are about to go play Call of Duty. So spread the nerd, and we will talk to you in 4 days.
Oh, right. Ta-ta.
Bye, guys. Yes.